Hello friends, I am Dr. Mangesh Dushing, working as assistant professor in chemistry at Maratha Vidyaprasarak Samaj, Nashik. Friends, in this video, we will learn about inductive effect. Friends, there are some, up to now we saw physical properties of the compounds, how that going to change depending upon the hybridization, depending upon the intramolecular interactive forces as well as intermolecular attractive forces. Now we are going to learn how chemical reactions, chemical properties of the substance going to change. For example, if you are doing addition reaction on this ethylene by using HBr as a reagent, then obviously we will get this ethyl bromide as a compound, but the reaction is quite slow. But similar reactions, if you are carrying out on 2-butene, same reagent, a similar product you will get, that is 2-bromobutane, but this reaction is quite fast. So reagent is same, our functional group to be react, that is alkene, is also same, then also reaction, one reaction is slow while second reaction is faster. So other than this functional group, whatever the groups present on the molecule, this has some effect that makes one of the reaction is slow while second reaction is fast. So what is the observation is 2-butene reacts faster than the ethylene. Similarly, if you are carried out bromination reaction of the phenol, then Br2 as a reagent, we will get this 2,4,6 tribromophenol. This reaction is quite faster and we are getting tri-substituted bromophenol, tribromophenol. But same reaction, that is bromination, if you are carrying out or doing on this nitrobenzene, then our reaction will be very slow and product is metanitrobromobenzene. So in this case, see here, reagent is same, that is Br2. Even our functional group, that is benzene, is also same, but products are different. The rate of the reactions are also different. It clearly indicates that the reactivity is not only decided by the functional group alone, but other parts which are present on the molecule. See here, functional group is benzene, reagent is Br2. Then also one reaction is faster, one reaction is slow, and the position of the bromination is also different. So other part of the molecule is also matters which are present into the molecules. So several effects that either increase or decrease the electron availability at the site of reaction in the molecule, which influences the reactivity of the molecule, and these effects are known as structural effects. So many other factors which either increases or decreases the rate of substrate, rate of reaction, availability of the electrons. Those factors are called as structural effects. The structural effects are of 6 types. So those structural effects are inductive effect, resonance effect, steric effect, hyperconjugation effect, tautomerism, and hydrogen bonding. Friends, all these structural effects are very important in terms of organic chemistry, which decides the reactivity, rate of reaction, stability, basicity, acidicity. So these are the factors which are very important throughout the organic chemistry. We will learn all these structural effects in various lectures. In this particular lectures, we are going to learn inductive effect. Friends, as we know that these are some molecules like H2 molecule, Cl2 molecule, Br2 molecule. So these molecules are non-polar molecule because this is the sigma bond is present into these similar atoms like HH, Cl, Br. So this is the single bond. So these are the bonding electron pair. Now both atoms are same. So this bonding pair is shared in between two atoms equally, makes these molecules are non-polar. So all homoatomic molecules, the electron pair is equally shared and is expected to the center of the two atomic nuclei. So these electrons, bonding electrons, are shared between these two atoms equally. So these electrons present at the center of these two atomic nuclei. But in case of HCl, so these are the heteroatomic molecule. So one atom is H, second atom is Cl. Now Cl is more electronegative atom than the hydrogen. So what will happen? Whatever the sigma bonding electrons are there, those electrons moves towards the chlorine and away from the hydrogen. So this is called as permanent polarization in this molecule. So because of this electrons more closer towards the chlorine, chlorine will get partially negative charge, while electrons are away from the hydrogen, so hydrogen will have partial positive charge. So there is a partial polarization of this molecule. That makes HCl as a polar molecule, and this bond is called as polar bond. So in this way you can use this arrow to show the polarization. Electrons moves from hydrogen to the chlorine. Electrons not 100% going on the chlorine, but just partially shifting towards the chlorine. That's why we have to use this arrow. And partial charges are there, negative charge, and here is a partial positive charge. Similar case is observed into the CH3Br also. So in this case, bromine is more electronegative than carbon. So what are the sigma bonding electrons are there? Those are more closer to the bromine rather than the carbon. So electrons are more closer to the bromine, so it has a partial negative charge, while carbon will attain partial positive charge. So there is a slightly polarization. So you have to show this polarization from carbon to bromine. So this arrow you can use. So this bromomethane is also a polar molecule. So in all heteroatomic molecules such as HCl, HBr, CH3Br, the bonding electron pair is not equally shared because electronegativity of two atoms is not same. So all molecules which are heteroatomic will show such polarization and are said to be polar molecules. So those molecules like HCl, HBr, CH3Br, H2O, these molecules are polar molecules, and whatever those bonds are polar. So for example, here, see here, carbon Br bond, carbon carbon bond, carbon carbon bond. So this carbon carbon bond is said to be a non-polar bond because this is the sigma bond between two similar atoms. This bond is also called as non-polar bond because again this is the similar type of atoms are there. So this bond is said to be a non-polar bond. But in this case, carbon Br is there. So Br is more electronegative than carbon. So this sigma bonding electrons are more close towards the bromine. So bromine will get a partial negative charge and this carbon will get a partial positive charge. So this is the polarization from carbon to bromine. So you will get partial positive charge on this carbon and partial negative charge on this bromine. Now this carbon carbon electron density is not equal now because this carbon becomes electron deficient as compared to this carbon. So what will happen up here? Again this bond becomes polar. So now electrons, this sigma bonding electrons are moves towards this carbon to stabilize this positive charge. So electrons moves away from this carbon towards this carbon. So there is a polarization generated in this carbon carbon bond and these electrons moves towards the first carbon. Well, because of this polarization, this carbon again becomes electropositive and similar polarization generates over this sigma bond also. So third bond becomes electropositive. Third carbon becomes electropositive. So previously these bonds were non-polar because those bonds are present into the similar atoms. But because of one of the atom is a heteroatom, so polarization induced in this bond. See here. So here the charge generated on this last carbon is less than charge generated on this second carbon is less than charge generated on this first carbon. So first bond is polar bond, second bond is less polar bond, third bond is very less polar bond. So here the polarization induced in an adjacent bond due to the polarization present into one bond is called as inductive effect. It's very simple to understand. Previously these bonds were non-polar bonds because these bonds present in between two similar atoms. But because of this heteroatom, this non-polar bond becomes polar. So polarization induces this adjacent bond. This effect is called as inductive effect, and this is the permanent effect observed into the molecule. So once again, the polarization induced in an adjacent bond due to the polarization present into one bond, it's called as inductive effect. Friends, for identification of inductive effect, you should know the electronegativity of atoms, which are most probably according to the organic chemistry, observed into the organic chemistry. So hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, sulfur, phosphorus, silicon. So from left to right, electronegativity goes on increasing, while from top to bottom, electron negativity goes on decreasing. So fluorine is the most electronegative atom into the periodic table. Then oxygen 3.5, then nitrogen, while hydrogen is less electronegative than carbon. Carbon is more electronegative than hydrogen, but not too much difference. While here fluorine is most electronegative than chlorine, than bromine, than iodine. So this electronegativities of the atoms you should know. Then you can understand that which inductive effect is more stronger, which atom shows more inductive effect. Okay friends, so important features of the inductive effect. So first, the inductive effect is a permanent polarization in the ground state of the molecule and is developed due to heteroatomic covalent bonds into the molecule. So first thing is that inductive effect is the permanent polarization, permanent effect. It is associated with the sigma bonds connecting to two dissimilar atoms or groups. So it is particularly associated with the sigma bonds, that is single bonds connecting to two dissimilar atoms. So atom should be dissimilar, different. The magnitude of inductive effect is very small because electrons not 100% migrates from one place to another place. They are just tends to migrate, just moving towards the atom, shifting towards the atom. It's not 100%, just shifting towards another atom. So this magnitude of inductive effect is very small. That's why that partial charges are there, not full charge. Decreasing with increasing the distance from the polar atom or group. Just now we saw in last example, as the distance from the non-polar atom, as the distance from the heteroatom increases, the magnitude of inductive effect decreases. As the distance from heteroatom increases, the magnitude of inductive effect decreases. What are the types of inductive effects? So depending upon the direction of pulling of the electrons, the inductive effects are classified into two classes. So first one is electron donating inductive effect, that is called as plus psi effect. Electron donating inductive effect is called as plus psi effect. So that word itself giving you the idea, the atoms or group of atoms when increase the electron density around the carbon atom, the effect is said to be plus I effect. So if atoms or group of atoms giving electrons to the carbon, electron density increasing on the carbon, then that effect is said to be a plus I effect. Second effect, that is electron withdrawing inductive effect, that is called as minus I effect. So the atoms or group of atoms decreasing the electron density around the carbon atom, That's said to be a minus I effect. Electron density decreasing on the carbon atom, that effect is said to be a minus I effect. So now, which are the factors affecting the inductive effect? We will compare these values. In next video we will learn about in details what are the effects are there, but in this case in tabular form we will learn what are the factors affecting the inductive effect, where that inductive effect will be positive, where will be the negative, what is the strength. So first effect, that is plus I effect and minus I effect. First effect is the groups which have a minus charge that has a plus I effect than the neutral atom. So if those atoms are most electronegative, that is minus charge, then it shows a plus I effect, electron donating inductive effect. For example, see here, this is O minus while this is OH neutral. So it has a more plus I effect. So this here, electron donating inductive effect. So electrons are migrate towards the carbon. Electron density increases on the carbon. So this is called as plus I effect. While if that is a neutral atom, then it shows a minus I effect. It is that plus I effect is very less because electrons moves towards the heteroatom now. Then this is called as plus I effect. Similarly, groups which have a plus I, sorry, the groups which have plus positive charge have more minus I effect than the neutral atom. So positive charge has a more minus I effect. See here, heteroatoms is there, but this has a plus I, positive charge. Then it has a minus I effect more than a neutral atom because this is electron density, because this is electron deficient. So it pulls more electrons towards this atom, while this is just a electronegative atom, so it pulls electron towards this one. So this is a minus I effect more than this minus I effect. Second point, as the electronegativity of the atom decreases, the plus I effect increases. So here magnesium is less electronegative than the boron. Magnesium is less electronegative than the boron. So it has more plus I effect than the boron. So boron has less plus I effect than the magnesium. Here, as the electronegativity of the atom increases, minus I effect is increases. So fluorine is more electronegative than the iodine. So it has a more minus I effect than the iodine. As the S character increases, plus I effect decreases. So S character means percentage of the S orbital in a hybridization. So there are three types of hybridization: sp3, sp2 and sp. So in sp3, the percentage of S character is 25%. In case of sp2, the percentage of S character is around 33.33%. In case of sp hybridization, the percentage of S character is 50%. So as the S character increases, plus I effect decreases. So sp3 carbon only has a plus I effect, while sp2 and sp has a minus I effect. In case of minus I effects here, as the S character increases, minus I effect also increases. So it means that in sp hybridization, minus I effect is very high. So in triple bond carbon, minus I effect is there, while single bond carbon has a plus I effect. Generally, as the number of alkyl group increases, plus I effect also increases. So number of alkyl group means carbon. So carbons are sp3 hybridides. So sp3 hybridized carbon has a plus I effect. Now if you are going to increase the number of sp3 hybridized carbon, it means that number of alkyl groups, then plus I effect is also increases. So as the crowding increases, plus I effect is also increases. As the number of R groups, alkyl groups increases, the plus I effect is also increases, because alkyl group shows a plus I effect. So as the number of alkyl group increases, plus I effect is also increases. Here, as the number of electronegative atom increases, minus I effect increases. So heteroatom, that is oxygen, halogens, nitrogen, oxygen, uh, fluorine. So whatever the heteroatom, number of heteroatoms increases, minus I effect is also increases, because heteroatom shows a minus I effect. So as the number of heteroatom increases, minus I effect is also increases. So here is only one carbon atom, so it shows a minus I effect. But if you are going to attach two chlorine atoms, so there will be twice minus I effect. If here is three chlorine atoms, then thrice minus I effect. So minus I effect is goes on increasing. So here are the some examples. These are the groups shows plus I effect. For example, O minus, because this is rich in electrons, so it has a plus I effect. Here also this is rich in electron, negative charge is there, that's why it shows a plus I effect. Then this is tertiary butyl group, alkyl group. So number of methyl groups are 3, so it has a minus I effect. Here methyl groups are 2, minus I effect, D and H. These are the showing a plus I effect. So this is on decreasing order. While this group shows a minus I effect, like Nr2, NO2, CN, COOH, F, Cl, Br, I, OH and phenyl ring. So here decreasing order of minus I effect. Nitro has almost minus I effect than the phenyl, CN, COOH, fluorine. Fluorine is the most electronegative atom into the periodic table. So it is more electronegative than chlorine, bromine and iodine. So in this way. In case of here, this is the example of S character. So this one is sp3 hybridization, this is sp2 hybridization, while this is sp hybridization. So sp3 hybridization, this means alkyl group, it has a plus I effect, it shows only plus I effect. So whatever the carbon is here, so these groups are increasing the electron density on this group. So alkyl group shows a plus I effect. So sp3 hybridization of the carbon shows a plus I effect. While in case of sp2 hybridization, now S character is increased. S character raises 33.33%. So it has a small minus I effect. sp2 character, sp2 carbon has small minus I effect, electron withdrawing inductive effect. So it decreases the electron density of the group. Similarly, as the percentage of S character increases, now here is 50%. Out of this 2, 1 is S orbital. So 50% S character is there. So it has a large minus I effect. So that shows a electron withdrawing inductive effect. So that decreases the electron density on this group. Thank you friends. Thank you for the watching. In next video, we will see how acidity and basicity of the molecules increases or decreases by using this inductive effect. Thank you once again.